No, I don't recognise them. But the cave itself is very well decorated with lots of very small cave, but it's got lots of very nice stalagmites in it. And very stained with ochre, as you can see. Of course, nowadays you just nip in there with a... No, I don't know who that is. You just nip in there with a little camera and film all this quite nicely. But back in the 1950s, this was quite an effort to get the stuff up together and to get it all organised. And another part of the cave, there was a water rift. Lots of very nice stalagmites and a rift where it filled up with water. I think we might see that in a minute. Of course, I think they dwelt quite a lot on the stalagmite. I expect to explore the whole cave wouldn't take me more than about a quarter of an hour, but because it was easy access, we could get the stuff in there. Here we are, all congratulating ourselves. Let's see, yeah, there's... I can't remember the names or quite recognise all of the people, but that's Donald McKeon there. Now that is Ev Humphreys himself. That was the photographer. That's him. He was the proprietor of Bridge Studios. Yeah. I don't think at the time that we were making it that we thought that it was going to go down in history as probably the first colour film to be made in the country, but we did know that it was quite unusual to have colour film of anything. Who's this other little figure there? Yes. You have to be a bit careful in parts of the cave, because if you did slip, you would disappear down the hole in the floor, which led down into the mine, so you have to be a little bit careful what you were up to. I think that the main object of the exercise really was to try and I know that is Alan Weir, Jack's elder son. There were all little sort of windows in the rift where the stalagmite had formed, and left little holes into the next part of the rift, so you couldn't really crawl through, but you could see through. All great excitement. When we sort of experimented with this, with the idea of colour photography in the cave, F. Humphreys took a lot of still photographs to begin with, and they were lit. That the lighting was provided by Jim Emerson, and we used just a carbon arc, 2 carbon rods, quite unshielded from anything, and just struck them together. And of course, for several days afterwards, none of us could see very well. It was an absolutely stupid thing to do, really, but that's it. Just 2 big carbon, lumps of carbon arcing together. Yeah. That is along the water rift. Very strange, because although it was quite hollow underneath, for some reason or other, part of the rift had narrowed right down and stalagmited over, so it had a very long pool of water in it. And what's happening here? Oh, I think this is the exit. Yes, going down. The ladder that we used to get up into the cave was really a piece of the old railway line that used to serve the little narrow gauge railway that they used to use in the mine. They didn't have engines or anything to push it along. They just had it was just push the trucks along by hand out through the entrance, which are there going now. There's the entrance to the cave and mine. Probably one of the most impressive cave entrances on Mendip, I should think, that, leading into a tiny little cave. And the railway track used to run in. Now this is the end bit here, where everybody congratulates themselves on a wonderful job. And it does eventually, that's Mrs. Humphreys there, and it does end up, but they try and make a little sort of scheme, carbide lamps versus electric lamps, sort of a little pantomime. It's the electric lamp there, and the carbide lamp. There we are, which is the best. But they agree to disagree, I think, in the end, and that's the end of the film.